You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. My goodness. Deion Sanders, prime time. One of my favorite NFL players of all time. In my opinion, the best cornerback that ever lived. He is blasting the NCAA, and I am here for it because there was something that the NCAA did not count on when it came to name, image, likeness. Of course, college players are now making some bread. Those high-dollar scholarships, those free educations, they weren't enough for college players, so you got guys out there banking now in college football. I get it. It's a billion-dollar business, making a lot of money for the NCAA and their schools. Well, and that's capitalism, okay? But Deion Sanders is calling out the NCAA for something I'm not sure a lot of us thought about. I didn't think about it, really and truly, and that's behavioral issues that comes with young, and in these cases, very young athletes getting a lot of bread. Plain and simple, because there is one big difference between the NFL and this NCAA. Well, you don't have these behavioral folks on staff like you do in the NFL. Now, maybe some really large programs might, but we're talking about, let's just keep it real. We've all seen the troubled cases in the NFL. We're talking about behavioral babysitters here. Yes, they have those in the NFL to keep guys out of trouble. Well, a lot of college programs don't have that. Some of them do, some of them don't. But Deion Sanders is blasting college football for not taking into account how much of an ego this was going to give players, and the fact that their staffs are not set up to handle that in college football. Deion Sanders blasts the NCAA on NIL. You have a problem. It's no secret that Deion Sanders has an issue with name, image, likeness, NIL dominating the headlines around college football. This is Outkick. Just a week removed from saying that players should focus on the NFL and not NIL, the Jackson State head football coach, by the way, Primetime's a hell of a football coach. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but he is a hell of a college football coach. He almost got that TCU job. I think he was one of the last two candidates. The Jackson State head football coach said in a Twitter video Wednesday that he believes the NIL is causing behavioral issues among players. Let's listen to what Primetime's got to say.
NCAA, you got a little problem.
You got a little problem.
Let me explain.
Oh.
See, with the NIL, which really ain't NIL because ain't no name, image, or likeness, it's just pay-per-view right now. That's what they doing to the big boys.
Preach.
The boys, we can't compete with that, but anyway. You got a problem.
You got a problem.
See, when you start paying athletes like they're professionals,
Uh-oh.
you get athletes acting like they're professionals.
Yep.
You don't have staffs large enough and equipped enough to handle a young man with money. Let me go deeper. Handle a young man that's making more money than some of the coaches on staff. You got a real problem. So I suggest to you to allow college teams to hire more qualified men, that could handle these young men that's getting this money.
I've got no issues with that. I've got no issues with what Deion's trying to say. If you're going to pay these athletes, then you got to allow these coaching staffs to hire people that can handle all the egos and everything that's going to come with athletes that are paid like they're professionals. Sanders, 54, offered a solution to the NCAA, saying the college team should be allowed to hire qualified men that can handle these young men getting this money. Sanders, competing at the FCS level, has done his best to compete with the big boys, notably flipping the class of 2022's number 1 overall prospect, cornerback Travis Hunter from Florida State, his old alma mater, on day 1 of the early signing period in December. But that doesn't mean NIL isn't impacting him from running his show how he wants to. Sanders said that it's the Wild West and it's the nature of the NIL is holding back little boys from competing. Quote, see, the NIL, which really ain't NIL because it ain't no name, image, likeness. It's just pay-per-view right now, Sanders said. That's what they're doing at the big boys. Little boys can't compete with that. But anyway, you've got a problem. And yeah, one of the things that's going on is people are just transferring everywhere now, which is going to become an issue at some point. I don't know what they're going to do about that, but you got schools that are simply outbidding other schools at this point, even when they're already at the program and may have already been playing at the program. So, but, I understand where Deion's coming from. That could be frustrating. Deion's talked about he wants to build men, and he does want guys that want to play in the NFL, and he wants to coach them up to get ready to play in the league. And NFL staffs has things that college staffs don't, and they pay those guys a lot of money. I know it's ridiculous, the idea of having to babysit grown-ass men, but it's all over the NFL. And if it's all over the NFL, subtract 3 years from the ages of those big babies, and it's all over college football now. That's what you get. You paid these athletes, these college athletes, and now nobody's acting right because they got money. It's going to their head, and they're acting a damn fool. I don't see a lot of criminal stuff going on, but I imagine you got some really bad acting personalities now. And Deion Sanders, he's pretty damn old school when it comes to work ethic. He is a grinder. His work ethic was historically hard. There you go. He expects that from his guys, and now you've added money into the pot. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Deion got a point, or are we just too old? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.